Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklar Country, the virus edition, aka the Candy Pods.
AKA Two Mics, No Spikes.
Go to the phone for these, aka Unknown Avengers, Lampoon Misadventures.
AKA Two Jews, No Rod Crews.
AKA Two Conductors Berating the Hucksters.
AKA Two Fellows, No Saul Bellows.
AKA very seemly, No Greenlee.
Yes.
All of these came from the Huddletron, our man, Hudaman. Mike, thank you so much for those. He was there this past week, and we had a great weekend.
We gotta tell you, we're back. But this past weekend on Saturday night, we did a live Dumb People Town at Nowhere Comedy Club through a Zoom, and it was so much fun. There were about 700, 800 people there, I think. Jim Gaffigan was incredible. The energy was incredible.
Ben Lee, music, fantastic.
So we're giving you a Saturday night's activity. When we're not going out and experiencing live shows, this is how you do it. So the next one, we're telling you right now, is on September 26th. That is more than a month away, but we are almost half sold out on that one already, and it's on its way. It's going.
So if you're thinking about doing it, go to eventbrite.com, look up Live Dumb People Town. It's Mike Birbiglia and Mike Doty, the lead singer from Soul Coughing, and he has a great solo career. He's doing music. He'll be in Memphis. Birbiggs is coming to us from New York. We're all over, and hopefully everybody. We did a meet and greet, and there was a woman from Ireland, Sarah Dunn, love her. She was from Ireland.
Two women from Arkansas.
Little Rock, Arkansas, who have a bakery. Two women were together up in Massachusetts. One of them had just done basic training, and she was from down south, and she was back up there. There was a couple in Maine and their awesome dog.
Our buddies in San Francisco.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Dude in Colorado.
All over.
That's the joy of this. A lot of people say, how come you aren't coming to Maine or to wherever?
We're coming to you now. This is your chance to do it, and if you're listening to this podcast, you want a good time, I say we just have the best time doing it. We know it works. It's going to be fun. September 26th, eventbrite.com.
Get your tickets. It's a great way to support live comedy and give yourself a wonderful night out.
Let's jump into a story.
Let's do it.
All right? We all feel like we're living our lives not at the fullest. We do these things like Zoom comedy shows and the NBA bubble. It makes you feel like you're a human again.
We need those little things. That's why once they cancel something like the college football season, it's like a blow to that.
Right.
You're like, wait, I'm like a cartoon that hasn't been colored in completely right now.
Right.
And so you get a little dash of color here, a little dash of color there. You start to feel like yourself again.
Except we're 35% there.
Yeah.
You watch these games, and I watch a lot of baseball, and you're watching the NBA bubble and whatnot, and the fans aren't there, and it does feel like the sport, but it's 35%
Empty.
there.
It's a little
Don't
bit
you feel like you're 35% there?
Yes.
And so, empty chairs equal 35% there.
Right. And you're aware of it when like a player makes like a 45-foot, like Dame Lillard steps across half court from the logo and sinks a shot, and you want to just
falling all over that stuff.
You want to just cut to the crowd going crazy and the people on the bench going nuts, and that's where you miss it. That's where you feel it.
It's not terrible. It's just 35% good.
Great.
The next story is all about how the worst place on earth made one woman physically feel like we all feel on the inside.
Emotionally,
right? Not really there, but
in our own lives, kind of.
A Tennessee woman on August 12th was left surprised and confused when she received her new driver's license in the mail and noticed something was missing from the photo. Herself.
Is this like a Back to the Future thing where she's slowly disappearing?
Maybe.
Maybe
someone else, her brother is in the future,
just screwing up left and right,
or he
went into the past and screwed up the parents' meeting.
God damn it! Damn you! Noticed something was missing herself, and surprised, as confused as she was, she probably took one look at it and said, "You know what?
That's how I feel right now.
That's about right. That's how we all feel.
That fits."
All right. Jade Dodd of Hickman County. I'm going to stop her right there.
Jade
Dodd. Too many D's.
Too many D's.
Too many D's in your name. If your last name is Dodd, and it's not Jade's fault.
Don't name your kid.
Don't name your kid Jade.
What's her middle name? Dee Dee?
Jade Dee Dodd. Right? That
sounds like we're all stuttering. We can't control
your game up, parents. Her parents are the type of people that if they had a son would call him Todd.
Rod and Todd Dodd.
Todd Dodd.
Rod and Todd.
Just because it made them laugh. Jane. Right. Jane works.
Jane is close to Jade.
Change her name, but Jane rolls off the tongue.
J Dodd. If you say it too fast, it sounds like J Dodd.
Jay and Silent Dodd.
Or like J Dodd, like that's what you call like your buddy Jason Dodd.
Yeah.
Yo, J Dodd, are we out? Are we going out tonight, J Dodd?
Are we bouncing J Dodd? Let's go. Let's get up out of here.
So Jade Dodd.
J Dodd, I'm going to call it J Dodd.
J Dodd.
Said she renewed her license online. Renewed it! So when you renew your license, they should use the picture
Old
from
photo.
before.
Old
Who's
photo.
screwing that up? Someone had to go in.
This isn't her getting her license.
She quickly noticed they bore a photo of an empty chair where her face should be. Well, again, should just be from it defaults to the picture from last time. Or she was erased from the system. Now's the time to commit a crime.
That's it.
Now's the time you go on a spree, JD.
Come on, J Dodd.
The extra D is for delinquent or doing time.
Doing damage.
Dodd said she visited a Department of Motor Vehicles office to get the error corrected.
And I'm sure that went smoothly.
I'm sure that was a wonderful experience. I'm sure the woman at the desk she approached
gave her no attitude.
Outside the box issue was more than happy to help her through it.
Yeah.
I'm sure she didn't sigh so loudly it sounded like someone was starting up a hot air balloon inside.
Yeah.
Fired that up in the building. I'm sure that woman didn't go right on break when she explained everything, so she had to now explain it to another person who was mad that they're back from break.
Right. I'm sure like two other people as she walked up and is like, am I? And then they're closing their window to go on lunch at 10.
It's the DMV where people are more than happy to help you figure out issues that might not be issues that they encounter on a regular basis. I was at the DMV recently, okay? I had to get my real ID. And I
haven't even gotten that.
I wanted to love the place. I wanted to be like, this is a new thing. Mm-hmm. Everybody's going to be nice. I'm going to walk in there. It's going to be fun. The second I got there, the woman started yelling at me on the outside. What are you doing? Where are you going? I'm like, I have an appointment. She didn't even ask me if I had an appointment. She's like, where are you going? She's like, well, do you have everything? Suddenly, like, she's like my wife. Do you have everything?
Do you get the emails?
Yeah, I got everything. She's like, where are your 2 pieces of thing? I was like, well, I don't have the thing right yet. Thank God I had a piece of mail in my car. It was like, I picked up a piece of mail. I'm like, fine, I'll go to my car and get the mail. I need the mail right now to get the, yep, you do. I just was, I'm mad there were so many DMV vibes up in the DMV. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be wrong. I wanted it to be enjoyable.
And it's not going to be enjoyable.
But as I was driving away from the DMV that day in Pasadena, in Altadena, I thought to myself, literally, the only qualification for working at the DMV is to have the attitude that you're too old for this shit.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
J. Dodd continued, the lady at the DMV did not really believe me when I was like, hey, I need my license fixed. Yeah.
You mean she tried to question you like she's an asshole?
Like you're like Jay.
I try to treat you like you're the asshole?
It doesn't sound very DMV.
No.
You sure you weren't at a Crabtree and Evelyn trying to return some mini hand soaps?
Crabtree and Evelyn.
Crabtree and Evelyn is the Bath and Body Works of, I'm trying to think of another, I don't know.
Bath and Beyond.
Dodd told WKRN TV that she looked it up.
I'm at WKRN TV.
She looked up in the system and goes, great. You had to make her like look it up in the system. Like that's another thing that she had to do.
Asking someone there to do a tiny favor for you is like, can I have you lay down on this bed of nails and then we're going to have Ruben Studdard walk all over you?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Can we put rusty tetanus in your lower back? That's essentially what you're asking them. Mm-hmm. She said, oh, I need my manager for this.
Yeah, that's worse because now you're going to go get someone else who's even more put upon than you to come over.
To literally shuffle their feet over.
And make you feel bad because they screwed up, not you. I'm on this woman's side, man. I'm outraged for her.
Wes Moster, the hoster with the moster, a DMV spokesperson said the error resulted from the wrong photo being saved to Dodd's profile. Whose fault was that?
No, the wrong photo just got saved. Not we accidentally saved the wrong photo.
No, the wrong
photo got saved there.
The wrong photo did it.
Far be it for me to try to understand how.
Why are you making us upset? The wrong photo did it.
How am I supposed to know how my system works?
I can only imagine that Moster's voice has zero modulation. It sounds like if a robot was being deprogrammed.
Or like if you drugged Alexa.
Right.
And she was going down.
When the customer recently reviewed her driver's license online, she received an image of a chair because that was the last picture taken on file. Again, The picture was taken not by a human being. It was just
taken on file.
No accountability.
Who are you blaming? On
whatsoever.
file? On file took the picture. No. The picture is on file.
I can't tell who he's
put
trying
it
to
on
blame.
file. He's trying not to blame anyone. He's trying to take zero responsibility. That's where we are in this country. No one can do anything wrong. And no one wants to admit it. No one's going to take responsibility. Like, how refreshing is it? Like, when someone steps up and is like,
I'm sorry.
We screwed up. That's on us. We made a big mistake. I'm so sorry.
No.
Sorry we inconvenienced you. We'll get this fixed. We'll make it right. No one wants to say that anymore.
Most are told CNN, which I'm sure he was happy that he was doing an interview at CNN for something that went wrong at the DMV. When the department was made aware of her situation, we immediately made things right with the customer and provided her with a license with her actual photo and have addressed this situation internally. So,
in other words, stop asking me questions.
Shut up.
I have a break. I'm on break. I got to go in the parking garage, turn my car on, and then just go to sleep for a
very long time. We handle it, all right? We handle it. Stop asking if we didn't handle it. Like, CNN asked him one question.
Yeah. So what is the current status with what's it? We fixed it already. I said that.
It's like, wow, back the F off, bro. Set your cup down. We get it. You glossed over the fact that you made someone feel like she was an empty chair. We get it.
Right.
And so she had
to waste her time to go back to you to beg you to
risk her life somewhat, because I'm sure there are a lot of people at the DMV who aren't wearing masks.
Right. And to then ask you or plead with you, please, sir, please, ma'am, can you do your best to try and rectify the problem that you created?
But then again, you want us to stop asking questions because you handled it internally.
It's Jordan Rubin's old joke about how bad taxi drivers are in New York. Can you please pull over up here near this accident that you're in, that you created?
Dodd said she finds the situation funny and a much needed bit of levity.
J-Dodd!
Is it funny? It's ironic that this is happening because it's how we all feel. I don't think it's funny. Do you think it's funny that you had to go back to the DMV and deal with all these jerks?
And that you got major attitude for their mistake? That's not funny.
This is what she said, J-Dodd. My boss thinks it's funnier than anyone. Oh, I already hate this guy. And it's not a woman. I can tell you right now it's a guy.
It's a dude who's like got a putting machine in his office.
He's the physical manifestation of a putting machine. He's a putz. I was at work Friday and he pointed to a chair outside of his office door and was like, I thought this was you.
Oh, boy.
Wait, what the hell are you doing in an office, right?
You shouldn't be having conversations with anyone in an office.
You should be working at home. Why can't you do your job at home, Jade? Her boss was like, I waved to this empty chair. This one. We got the joke. We got it.
You made the joke and it's not funny.
It's now, I've never seen a joke. Your joke is like juicy fruit gum. It lost all of its flavor 10 seconds after we heard it.
Yeah.
He's going to make her like Secret Santa, give her a gift with nothing in it. That's what he's going to do this time around. Right. Because he's want to keep.
Forgot to pay you this week because I thought it was an empty chair. Stop making the joke.
You're gonna drive your flat tire car onto the like spokes.
So have you ever had like a mediocre meal, like a not good meal, something where you're like, well, that was disappointing. I mean, I'm asking you now, and I know that you're on a diet. So imagine if someone gives you a mediocre, disappointing meal, and then someone else tries to serve you leftovers from that 11 times.
Right.
In a row. You're like,
we got you this ice cream cake. Happy birthday. And she opens up and there's nothing in there.
Right.
You know, or because you're like an empty chair.
You made the joke.
After he told her he waved the empty chair, Dodd was like, thanks, she said. Like, if you weren't my boss, I would tell you to eat a bag of dicks. But here you go. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, buddy.
Because you're my boss, I have to thank you flatly for your stupid joke.
Like, this is funny.
About not me being not a person, but an empty chair. It's like, it's not a joke if you already believe that it was true, Brian, with a Y.
Douchebag.
Jerk. Feel bad. This woman just
doesn't deserve this.
She didn't deserve it from the second her parents named her Jade.
J-Dodd. You deserve better.
You deserve better, and I hope you get better. All right, that's our first story now.
Okay, next story.
Next story. I don't know who to hate in the next story. Maybe you guys can help me out. Help me find out who I'm.
We're on nobody's side, and yet there's a lot of hate to be thrown around. Stick around and find out where it should be thrown.
Sklar Country the Virus Edition. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Again, we're on TikTok at Sklar Brothers. Look, we put our team puts together great clips with videos of little clips from these shows up on our Instagram. We're at Sklar Brothers and on Twitter as well.
And we have a YouTube page called Sklar Bro Country. Follow that.
Tool around on that, and we'll be putting more cool clips up on there. Okay, this next story is so bizarre, and like we said before the break, Jay, I don't know who to be mad at here.
Everyone
Maybe you
is
can
wrong.
help me.
Everyone is wrong, and it's. Well, let's go through it, and I'll see how.
I want to hear everyone's thoughts on it. Are we off base in thinking that could everyone just randomly be an asshole in this thing?
Yes, it's entirely possible.
It's a story. It's such a crazy story about how two blood-covered chainsaw-wielding men came to terrorize the public at Toronto's Cherry Beach on Sunday morning. It just that story keeps getting
That's
weirder.
the starting point.
So these two guys got into a fight with a bunch of people. All right, they got bloody. They got their butts kicked. I mean, they were bloody. And then they went back to their cars to get chainsaws.
So they brought chainsaws to a beach fight.
To quote Ron Burgundy, "Wow, that escalated quickly."
Oh yeah.
Members of the anti-lockdown group MAD, Mothers Against Distancing. Mothers Against Distancing. Okay, so these are the mothers that don't give a shit about their kids.
Yeah,
right.
These are the mothers who were against distancing themselves from a box of wine while their kids were.
Okay, so now that we've identified you,
you made a mistake. You shouldn't have been a mother. That's the thing.
Where are your
when
kids?
you say I'm a mother against distancing, what you're saying to me,
I'm a mother against mothering.
I'm a mother against caring.
Also,
and there are a lot of mothers like that out there, and tons of people have do therapy because of it, and that makes sense.
Here's the deal. I wonder if Mothers Against Drunk Driving are mad at Mothers Against Distancing.
And when we say mad, we say MADD.
Are they mad? They're mad. It's too confusing. The members of MAD, not Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Mother Against Distancing, said that the two men wielding chainsaws destroyed roughly $4,000 worth of DJ equipment that had been set up on the beach for a late night protest after party. You should never have your DJ equipment sawed in half.
No, that's not cool.
But maybe if you weren't having an anti-protest after party, nothing would have happened.
Right. Maybe if you were distancing, you wouldn't be in this mess.
I don't want to blame the victims here, but distancing does have its benefits. Mothers against it.
Yeah.
Like if you played your sets on Twitch in your house, shit wouldn't get sawed in half.
That's right.
Some background. The anti-lockdown, anti-face mask wearing people have been hosting massive parties on Saturday nights at Cherry Beach following their weekly protests in Queen's Park. We call those parties
super spreaders.
Or the band Smash Mouth calls it a lifeline. Somebody! Organizers say the gatherings are peaceful and that they are technically an extension of the afternoon protest. The Chainsaw Guys were not attendees at the party, nor did they appear on the beach till after the party.
Didn't Smash Mouth also reject global warming in their early songs?
Smash Mouth rejected global warming. They performed at Sturgis.
Which we will talk about that. I have a crazy story from Sturgis in a few days. We'll talk about that.
Again, why? Why are you against distancing? Do you believe that this whole thing is a hoax? Sorry to make you even more mad than you already are mad, but the virus is as real as a chainsaw cutting through your crossfader. You understand?
Yeah.
That's what I call a record cut, the cut chemist.
The cut creator.
It was while crews were cleaning up from the all-night beach party. All night they were going on.
These are just people who want to party. They don't
ended
really
in a chainsaw massacre showdown as one member of the group. I mean,
all right.
Can you imagine you pulled off your super spreader party?
Yes.
Your stupid attendees are going back to their communities to spread whatever they you
caught
gave each other there.
Yes.
And you're just picking up solo cups when you have to pay the chainsaw piper.
That's right.
Prominent anti-mask advocate Chris Sky, whose real name is Chris Sakochia. Why didn't he need a pseudonym? Why didn't he need a pseudonym?
Sakochia is not as good as Sky.
Spoke to Rebel Nation about
They called the movie Vanilla Sky.
I call it Vanilla Sakochia. He has not yet responded to a request for comment from Blog TO regarding what happened. Why use a pseudonym, Jay? You don't want to put your money where your own mask mouth is?
Why do you want to put a mask over your name?
Those guys stomp on the beach after the party was all over and all the guests were gone except for a few people who were cleaning up the beach, Sky said. But first of all, maybe a mask would help you from all the run-on sentences. But
right.
This guy said the chainsaw-wielding men who were arrested by Toronto police have not been publicly named. Two bloody guys with chainsaws near a beach are going to be pretty easy to spot.
Yeah, you can find those guys.
You can hear them from a mile away.
Right.
Music was still running at a low level.
Lower.
Apparently, they exchanged word with someone and then they left. The guy he exchanged words with also left the beach. Maybe these guys don't like EDM.
Or maybe they don't like dubstep.
Yeah. Did you ever think of that?
It's possible.
You played a little Roxy music during the cleanup, and maybe these guys wouldn't have started.
Bon Iver to calm everybody down. New album, new single, loving
Fired
it.
them up. Saws, bitches. Come on. Maybe you're too close for their comfort. Maybe they're social distancing protectors.
That's right.
They want to vigilantes. They want to cut through the bullshit.
Thank you.
Although watching a video of them, I get the idea that that's not who they are.
True. Although there is no better way to get people to distance from you than to turn on a chainsaw while you're bloody and start swinging it around.
That's right.
That's a good way to
You will get people to clear
6 feet easy.
Right.
Easy.
This to me feels like the time, like that video in Australia where the giant crab-shaped spider eats a bat.
Yes.
You're like, I don't love the bat and I don't love the giant crab-shaped bat. They just connected with each other and now it's on.
Yeah, I'm kind of cool if they both just like cancel each other out. Like take each other out.
If you ran into either of them, an anti-distancer, anti-mask person, or a bloody guy with a chainsaw, you kind of want them both to die.
Well, I'm good if you both die. I'm fine. I don't.
But it's nuts when, for some inexplicable reason, they're facing off with each other at a Toronto beach.
Also, when I think Toronto, my first thought isn't like those Toronto beaches.
Or beach parties. Maybe that's a problem.
Okay.
Sky, although, again, Sokochia, says that the event's DJ came back to the initial fray as a physical altercation with a large group of people to pack his own gear. You're going to need a mob of mad members to go down to get down the two dudes with a chainsaw.
Yeah, you need a lot of people. You need to go
like, do you need two mad members who don't care about losing an arm or something?
Well,
because they're going to stop the chainsaw and then you can start beating on them.
It's not like they have kids that they care about.
Well, they're shields at this point.
Okay.
And while they're getting cut up, that's when you come in on these guys.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell these anti-mask, anti-distancers their business.
Yeah, who are we?
Who are we to tell them what to do? It's not going to listen to us anyway.
Look, who are we to tell you how to fend off bloody dudes with chainsaws?
The DJ was unaware that...
But we do think you should use one or two mothers against distancing as human shields.
Right. They were there before they arrived. Yeah, they were there when the DJ was on the 1/2s and 1.5s.
Right.
Not the 1s and 2s.
No.
At that moment when he was there, he just hears...
Because 1s and 2s is too much distancing.
Right. He just hears chainsaws, turns, and sees two guys coming out of the bushes and rushes up with his DJ equipment. At that point, you say, fellas, we don't normally take requests, but from you, I'll take an exception.
How about
Make it funny.
Last night a DJ almost ended my life.
Yeah. Anything from Chubbawamba. I get knocked down, but I get up again. Mm-hmm. Like any sane person...
First cut is the deepest.
So listen to this. Like any sane person would do, he kept his distance between him and them. Oh, so now you're distancing.
Okay. You're good with distancing now just because they have chainsaws in their hands?
What if I told you COVID-19 is like an invisible chainsaw just cutting through us all? Would you distance then?
Mm-hmm.
So you can distance when a chainsaw is coming at you like a threat of death. But when the threat of a silent killer comes at you, you don't care. Mm-hmm. You think that's a hoax. Mm-hmm. Keep your distance. You aren't mad, you're a hypocrite. He estimates that the attack cost roughly $4,000 worth of damage. Yeah, you can't distance yourself from the bill, can you?
Is that a lot or a little for DJ equipment?
I think it's both. Mm-hmm. Toronto police said on Monday that the two men carrying chainsaws had been injured in the initial fight, but they don't know, you never know.
That's why they're bloody in the video.
You never know what a guy has in his truck. When they go to leave, that's when you leave. Mm-hmm. You should assume that it's a chainsaw, but if it's not, you can then just breathe the sigh of relief. It's alleged that they had suffered injuries, and they left, returned with weapons, and then were arrested for the antics. It's just, we may never know what started the original fight.
Well, I think they're coming up and saying, don't have parties. And then people started pushing them around and knocking them down and saying...
And then they came back.
And they're like, okay, so we know how to end this party right now.
We know how to keep some distance here. So they just...
went to their cars and they cut through the bullshit.
I mean, they cut that music off pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. Cut it out.
Cut all the tracks in.
Cut it out.
They literally.
So you guys are from MAD, which is Mothers Against Distancing, and these guys are from Cut It Out.
Yeah, which is a group that
wants people to start.
Cuts up.
They want to end parties.
There you go.
Cut It Out. These guys are from Cut It Out.
MAD v Cut It Out.
And you can't say Cut It Out. You have to change the emphasis. They're from Cut It Out. You know, Cut It Out.
Cut It Out.
They show up at parties where people are trying to throw.
I cut you, DJ.
I cut your face.
All right, there you go. That's the second story.
Toronto, you got your beaches.
Toronto, keep the beaches clean. All right, there we go. That's a story. That's a show. Guys, stay connected, stay protected, don't get infected. This is not a hoax.
But we got the jokes.
Wear a mask, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Lights ti da, la ti da ti da ti da, la ti da da.